The old Honda Civic rattles as it rolls down the morning streets of Charlotte, North Carolina. Paint flakes off the doors like tired leaves, and the muffler coughs with every bump in the road. Most people driving past accelerate a little faster to avoid being stuck behind it. Inside sits Andre Walker, 28 years old, eyes focused ahead with quiet determination. His car may struggle, but his ambition doesn't. He straightens the knot of his slightly worn tie, glancing at his reflection in the rearview mirror. His suit jacket has been tailored and retailored too many times, but he keeps it clean and pressed. He refuses to let appearances write the story others expect of him. On the passenger seat rests a neatly organized folder. Tech startup proposal, market research, financial forecast, personal statement. Today is the most important day of Andre's life. He is headed to a venture capital pitch meeting, his first real chance to get funding to launch his dream, a tech program that gives underprivileged youth access to coding education for free. Kids like the ones he teaches at the community center who remind him of himself at their age, brilliant, overlooked, and waiting for someone to believe in them. He touches the steering wheel with a grateful pat. "This car got us here," he mutters with a soft smile. "It isn't just metal and bolts. It's history. It's survival." It once belonged to his father, Dr. Leonard Walker, a respected engineer and civil rights advocate who spent his life helping communities like theirs rise. When Andre's dad passed away, he inherited the Civic, along with a legacy that feels too big and too heavy some days. Andre breathes deeply, letting that legacy become power instead of pressure. Today changes everything, he tells himself. He turns on the blinker to merge onto a wider road. Tall glass buildings sparkle in the distance. The world of success he's determined to step into. But before he even gets close, red and blue lights explode in his rearview mirror. His heart drops. A police cruiser. Siren chirping once, loud and sharp, commanding him to pull over. The Civic slows to a shaky stop at the curb. Andre's chest tightens. He places both hands clearly on the steering wheel. Habit, fear, experience, all rolled into one automatic survival instinct. He glances at the clock on the dashboard. 9:42 a.m. The meeting is at 10 sun sharp. He exhales. Of all days. Why today? In his mirror, the officer steps out of the car, smirking already. Andre adjusts his tie again, steadying his breath. The car might look like it doesn't belong on that road, but Andre does, and he's about to prove it. The police cruiser door slams shut behind Officer Bradley with a sharp metallic thud. Sunlight glints off the polished badge pinned to his chest. His walk is slow and swaggering, as if every step is meant to remind Andre who holds the power here. He leans down to the driver's window, eyes scanning the dusty dashboard, then the peeling fabric on the seats. His lips curve into a mocking grin. "Well, look at this," Bradley says, chuckling. "I didn't know they still let dinosaurs roam the streets." Andre keeps his voice even. "Good morning, officer. Is there a problem?" Bradley taps the roof of the Civic with his knuckles. Once, twice. "Problem? The only problem is that this hunk of metal might collapse before you make it to wherever you're hoping to go." Andre forces a breath through his nose. "I'm on my way to a meeting. I'm running a little late, so if we could—" "Oh, a meeting?" Bradley smirks, exaggerating every syllable. "Let me guess. Job interview at a burger joint? They want to make sure you can show up with transportation?" He laughs like he told the funniest joke in the world. Andre's jaw tightens, but he refuses to break. "No, sir. A business meeting." Bradley raises an eyebrow, the grin turning crueler. "You're a businessman? Driving this?" He motions at the Civic like it's a pile of trash. "Yes," Andre answers simply. The officer shakes his head in disbelief. "Sure. And I'm the mayor of Charlotte." Then, voice colder, "Let's make sure this clunker even belongs to you. License and registration." Andre hands over the documents carefully. Movements slow, respectful. He has lived long enough to know that one wrong gesture can go badly fast. Bradley snatches the papers and glances at the name. "Walker, huh?" His tone softens for a beat, just a beat, before the smirk returns. "Well, Mr. Walker, don't run off. Wouldn't want you speeding away in this race car of yours." He turns away laughing, heading back to his cruiser. Andre watches him go, pulse drumming behind his ears. He checks the time. 9:46 a.m. Every minute wasted here is a minute closer to a shattered opportunity. He grips the steering wheel tightly. The leather cracks beneath his fingers. Not today. Please, not today. The old Civic's engine clicks quietly, like even the car is holding its breath. Andre swallows the anger and humiliation growing in his chest. He learned long ago that dignity must sometimes be protected from the inside out. He keeps his eyes forward, refusing to let this moment define him. But as Officer Bradley runs his information, something in that computer is about to redefine the cop's opinion entirely. The smirk will not last much longer. Inside the patrol car, Officer Bradley tosses Andre's license onto the laptop tray with an annoyed flick. The screen loads slowly, the spinning wheel reflecting in Bradley's sunglasses. He taps impatiently, muttering about wasting time on junk drivers. Meanwhile, Andre sits motionless, hands still at 10 and 2, shoulders tight. He can feel the stares from passing drivers, some curious, some judgmental, some relieved that it isn't them. He checks the time again. 9:50 a.m. 10 minutes left. His heart clenches. That meeting could change his entire life. Yet here he is, sitting on the side of the road, judged solely by rusted paint and outdated headlights. Why must dignity be earned, while disrespect is given freely? Suddenly, Bradley's posture shifts. The information finally appears on screen. His eyes narrow. The smirk fades. He double-checks the database, jaw tightening with every scroll. A name jumps out in bold: Dr. Leonard Walker, renowned engineer, philanthropist, founder of statewide youth tech initiatives, recipient of awards for community impact, including the very police training program Bradley completed. And below that, next of kin, Andre Walker, valid license. No violations, registered vehicle owner. The officer's gut twists. He glances back toward the old Honda Civic, no longer laughing. That heap of junk suddenly looks like a symbol of something powerful. A son who didn't inherit wealth, but inherited a legacy. Bradley steps out of the patrol car more slowly now. He approaches Andre's window without the swagger. The humor is gone from his voice, replaced by something shakier. "Mr. Walker," he begins, clearing his throat, "could you step out of the car for a moment?" Andre hesitates. That request can mean danger. But the officer's posture feels different, nervous, even apologetic. Andre obeys cautiously, standing beside the worn door. Bradley holds the license gently now, like it belongs to someone important. "I didn't realize who your father was." Andre raises an eyebrow. "So now I deserve respect?" Bradley flinches. "No, that's not what I—" Andre cuts him off, voice calm but razor sharp. "You thought this car told you everything about me." Bradley has no comeback, because the truth is standing right in front of him. He assumed a black man in an old car must be worthless. Yet the truth he discovered in the database tells a different story entirely. Andre stands tall, the morning sun outlining his silhouette like a crown. The cop who once mocked him now struggles to even look him in the eyes. A silence hangs between them, heavy, revealing, irreversible. That silence is the moment Bradley realizes he judged the wrong man, and Andre realizes he owes this officer nothing. Officer Bradley shifts uneasily on his feet. Just minutes ago he was laughing, confident, amused by the idea of a man driving an old car to anything important. Now he looks small. He clears his throat again, eyes flicking from Andre's face to the Civic and back. "Mr. Walker," he begins, voice stiff, "I want to apologize for any disrespect." Andre doesn't move, doesn't smile, doesn't make easing this moment easier. "Why are you apologizing?" he asks calmly. "Because you realized I'm connected to someone you respect?" Bradley opens his mouth, but nothing comes out. "You didn't treat me like a citizen," Andre continues. "You treated me like a joke, a problem, a stereotype." He takes a slow breath, his gaze unwavering. "You decided how much I was worth before you even asked my name." Bradley looks down, shame rising in his cheeks. "All due respect, sir," he stammers. "A lot of people with older cars might be trying to hide something." Andre lifts an eyebrow. "So old cars make someone suspicious? Or just old cars driven by someone who looks like me?" There it is, laid bare. The truth Bradley hoped wouldn't be spoken. He swallows hard, the morning air suddenly thick. How do you know, Andre asks, voice lower now, sharper, that a man driving a luxury car isn't running from his own lies? And someone driving a rusty Honda isn't working towards something great? Bradley says nothing. There is no defense. Every excuse sounds hollow, even in his own head. Andre checks the time on his phone. 9:56 a.m., 4 minutes left. If that was a routine stop, Andre says, you would have asked for my documents immediately. Not joked about my car, not mocked my future. He lets the words sink in. You didn't see a man in front of you, he finishes softly. You saw a story you were comfortable believing. Bradley finally looks up, eyes humbled. You're right. He says it quietly, like a man who is only beginning to understand the damage he's caused. I truly didn't realize who you were. Andre gives him the final truth. You still don't. Bradley's breath catches. He nods, defeated. I'll let you go, he says. No warnings, no citation, nothing. Andre tilts his head slightly. You're not letting me go. You're finally stepping out of my way. The officer steps back, a gesture that says more than any apology ever could. Andre opens the car door. Before he sits, he looks directly at the man who once laughed at him. Treat the next person with respect, he says, even if you think they have nothing. His voice isn't angry, it's resolute. Bradley nods slowly, as if receiving a lesson he should have learned years ago. Yes, sir, he murmurs. Sir, not boy. Not driver of a junk car. Sir. Andre sits down, closes the door, and starts the Civic again. The engine rattles but roars with purpose. When he pulls away, Bradley watches, not with amusement, but with regret. For the first time, the officer sees the truth. The worth of a person cannot be measured by the shine of what they drive. The Civic rattles as Andre rolls closer to his destination. But the engine's rough sound feels almost like applause today. Every mile forward is a statement. I'm going where I belong, no matter who tries to stop me. But as he approaches a red light, his eyes flick to the clock again. 9:59 a.m., 1 minute. His heartbeat quickens. He presses a bit harder on the gas as the light turns green. When he finally pulls into the parking lot of the towering glass building, he parks in the farthest spot. Not because he has to, but because he doesn't want anyone judging his car before they meet who's stepping out of it. He grabs his folder, triple-checking everything is in place. Pitch notes, projections, proof of previous accomplishments. He smooths his tie and steps out into the morning sunlight. One more breath. This isn't the end of a bad moment. It's the beginning of a great one. Meanwhile, Officer Bradley sits back in his cruiser, mentally replaying the scene. He looks down at Andre's license again, reading the name carefully. Andre Walker. Clear driving record. Local mentor. Community volunteer. But then something else stands out. A notation linking his name to grant applications for police youth tech programs. A report pops up on the screen confirming the connection. Andre Walker, developer of pilot coding program for at-risk youth. Supported by the Walker Foundation, Bradley's stomach drops. Andre isn't just someone with a powerful father. Andre himself is a rising figure in education and technology. Someone trying to give kids a fighting chance. Kids from the same neighborhoods Bradley patrols. Kids society often ignores. Kids who could use someone exactly like Andre. Bradley removes his hat, running a hand through his hair. His chest tightens with an unfamiliar weight, guilt, and respect. He whispers to himself, I got it wrong. No radio call, no paperwork, no training session ever taught him what this moment did. You never know who you're looking at, or who they're destined to become. He looks toward the skyline in the direction Andre drove off. A quiet realization settles in. He didn't just block a car today, he almost blocked progress. Back to Andre. He stands outside the building's revolving doors, folder held close like a shield made of dreams. He straightens his back and whispers, You deserve to be here. Then he steps inside. The doors spin open, welcoming him into a future Officer Bradley could never have guessed. Andre steps into the lobby, where polished marble floors reflect crystal lights above. People in designer suits move with purpose. Confident handshakes, expensive leather briefcases, hurried footsteps that suggest million-dollar decisions. For a moment, Andre feels his heartbeat flutter with old insecurity, but he quickly pushes it down. He worked to be here. He earned his shot. A receptionist directs him to the elevator for the 14th floor. As the doors close, he sees his reflection in the mirrored walls. His suit isn't new, his tie is slightly faded, but his eyes carry something stronger than wealth: determination. When the doors open, a conference room full of men and women in business attire glance up. A few eyebrows rise, expecting someone older or someone who walked in from a luxury vehicle. Not a young black entrepreneur with a scuffed briefcase and a tired Honda parked outside. Andre introduces himself, shakes hands, and sets up his presentation. For a second, the memory of Officer Bradley's laughter flickers in his mind. He exhales and lets it fuel him instead of weaken him. The projector lights up. Andre speaks. He talks about kids who come from the same neighborhoods he did: smart but underestimated, creative but underfunded, full of potential with nowhere to build it. He explains his program that gives them what society keeps out of their reach: access, knowledge, opportunity. He shows data he spent months collecting: apps the kids built, testimonials from parents, teachers, and local leaders. He doesn't stumble once, not because he isn't nervous, but because he believes deeply in every word that leaves his mouth. When he finishes, silence hangs in the air. Not skeptical silence, impressed silence, hopeful silence. Then, the head investor, a woman with sharp eyes and authority in her voice, leans forward and folds her hands. "Andre," she says, "we see something extraordinary here. We want to help you build it." The room nods in agreement. Andre feels his chest swell so tight, he has to remind himself to breathe. "Thank you," he manages, voice steady. "You won't regret it." As he walks out of the building, sunshine hits him like a spotlight. He looks at the old Civic waiting for him in its distant parking space. The car seems to wink at him, as if saying, "Told you we could do it." Andre laughs under his breath and slides into the driver's seat. The engine rattles awake but feels more alive than ever. He doesn't drive away quietly. He drives away knowing something fundamental has changed. Not the car, not the street, him. The world tested his worth by looking at what he drove. Today, he proved the world wrong by showing who was driving. The sun leans low in the sky as Andre drives home, the golden light bouncing off skyscraper windows, like the city itself is applauding him. His Civic still rattles over every crack in the road, but now each shake feels like a drum roll leading into greatness. His phone buzzes nonstop with emails from the investors. "We are excited to begin. Let's schedule the first development meeting. Press announcement next quarter." Every message is another door opening. He parks the car in front of his family's modest house. The porch light flickers, something he keeps meaning to fix. As soon as he steps out, the front door swings open. His mother rushes outside, wiping her hands on her apron, eyes wide with anticipation. "Well?" she asks, voice trembling. "How did it go?" Andre doesn't speak. He simply holds up the signed investment agreement, the official seal shining under the sunset. His mother gasps and covers her mouth. Tears fill her eyes almost instantly. "Oh, baby," she whispers. "You did it. You really did it." Andre steps into her embrace, and for a moment he is not the polished entrepreneur fighting for respect. He is her son, the boy she raised to believe he is capable of more than the world imagines. She holds his cheek and says the words he has been waiting to hear since the moment he first dreamed of building something bigger. "I am so proud of you." His chest tightens, emotion pushing dangerously close to tears. He promised himself he wouldn't cry. But today, maybe he's earned a few. Inside, his younger siblings cheer when they hear the news. His sister does a little dance, yelling, "Andre's gonna be famous!" His brother studies the contract in awe, asking a dozen questions at once. There is joy in every corner of the house. Later that evening, Andre steps outside to breathe in the cool night air. The streetlights stand like quiet guardians watching his transformation. He looks at the Civic, rusting, cracked, humble. He slides into the driver's seat and rests his hands on the wheel. "This isn't just an old car," he says softly. "You carried me through every struggle, every lesson, every no, until today." The engine rumbles as he turns the key. The sound might be rough, but to Andre it's a victory song. He drives through the city again, windows down, letting the wind take the weight of years off his shoulders. At a red light, a new police cruiser pulls up beside him. Officer Bradley. Their eyes meet across the distance between windows. For a split second, Bradley seems to freeze. Then, something happens that Andre never expected. The officer gives a small, respectful nod. Not out of fear, not out of obligation, out of recognition. Andre nods back. The light turns green. Bradley stays still, watching. Andre drives forward, uninterrupted this time, toward the skyline that once felt unreachable. He knows there will be new challenges ahead. People will still judge. Doors will still close. But he won't doubt himself again. Because today, he didn't just prove a cop wrong. He proved himself right. He has a business to build, a community to lift, a legacy to continue. The Civic roars into the evening, imperfect but unstoppable. Just like him. Andre isn't dreaming anymore. He's arriving.